I don't think most people are mean or villains. I think most people just want the best thing to happen. When I walk in, I can see everyone who's working that day, so I can gauge what the day is going to be like, how busy it's going to be, how many people we have that day. I clock on, I go to work. Usually I'm closing the store, so when I get there, usually 2 or 3 people are leaving. We get to see like who's going to be there until the end of the night. We get like literally all kinds of people coming in. We serve anywhere from 900 to 1,400 people on any given day, and we get people who are so very understanding and who see what we're going through, and who are accommodate us and who work with us and who are understanding if we make mistakes. A lot of people are coming in not because it's a part of their routine or something they can buy every day, but because it's like a treat for themselves to spend like $6 or $7 on a drink or something like that. And if that gets messed up, the worst thing is not when someone's angry at you. It's just that when they're a little disappointed. I don't feel oftentimes working that I'm being treated as a person. Oftentimes it feels very machine-like. How available we are expected to be. I remember it very poignantly because I had worked, I think, 7 days in a row. And before that, I'd worked 9 days in a row. Because there was no system in place for anyone else to do it. There were holes in our schedule, and the alternative was having my peers and coworkers just be a person short, and I didn't want that. So if we're sick, we can't really call in sick. We shouldn't have to work. When we're so sick we can't speak or walk, we shouldn't have to work. Our grandfather has just died, and we're still figuring out how to feel about that, or what to do about that. Your son has been suspended. Like, there are so many situations where the companies that hire us and engage in a partnership should accommodate us in the same way we accommodate them. So there's got to be a better way, right? And we're not going to find a better way until we start looking for one. I helped a coworker of mine deliver a letter to Howard Schultz, asking for a conversation, asking to talk. Because at the end of the day, it needs to start there with the conversation, addressing the problem. To go into Starbucks headquarters and see this very polished, very efficient, very austere place, and it seems so very far removed from my reality, from my world that I'm experiencing. We're still partners in the same company. So going in there was a pretty interesting shift in perspective. I believe we were treated cordially and given a form to fill out with which to deliver a letter. I don't believe Mr. Schultz has gotten back to us yet. But fingers crossed. I remember telling an old coworker of mine about the fact that the wages would increase, and just the sound of just like relief and just how amazed he was, because it was such an alien idea to him, such an alien concept in his brain. He could get paid $11 an hour, $13 an hour. And I think it's wonderful that it's happening, but it's a little sad that should be such a surprising thing, such a radical concept that people should be adequately, compensated for their time. It wouldn't make any of them overjoyed, or like their life wouldn't become perfection if they got paid, $15 an hour. What it would do though is cut away so much stress. If they got the hours that they were promised, it would make budgeting so much easier. And for the lower class in America, a huge inhibitor to just being successful and being stress-free in budgeting is knowing how much you're allowed to spend. A big part of knowing how much you're allowed to spend is knowing how much you're going to make. I would say writing, and that's really super generic. Whether that meant writing for a television series, a TV series, a newspaper, I think being able to put things down and communicate them to others is probably wise. Honestly, the ones that get me are the extra caramel, extra drizzle, Frappuccino lights. Those are those are the ones that are the silliest to me.